I have a new idea that I'd like to share with you. Yes, another hidden paperclip idea. Well, I do love hidden paper clips. I don't know why it took me so long to start making them. Of course, now that I've started making them, I can't stop. Welcome into the Piles of Paragraphs creative space. I'm Lori, and today I'm going to share with you my most recent idea that I had for using hidden paper clips. Ooh, easy for me to say. Not really. Okay, so I made a journal recently where I was working in, I had some tabs elements into it, and I really struggled with that. So I've been thinking tabs and what can I do with, how can I make it easier? Well, I don't know that I made it easier. However, I did come up with this idea that this is a hidden paper clip, page edge with a tab, and in this case I added a belly band so I could slide some stuff in. This is a cover that my dear cousin Elaine made for me. So if you're watching, Elaine, thank you. Love this. I had it in my stash for a while and I'm finally using it. So, but I wanted to have a tab so to make it easier for me to find my place. You can also use this if you want to do a whole set of tabs down the side, you can. I've used some cardstock that's about the weight of a file folder. So not too heavy, but not really flimsy either. I found when I did the tabs for my last journal that a single thickness of this as a tab wasn't strong enough, and I kept smashing it and they got kind of bent, so then I had to go back and reinforce them. So this takes care of that because this is a double thickness. If you were going to do a bunch of them for a journal, they would make it kind of chunky. But anyway, let's get going on this. First of all, I have, let's see, what have I got? 8.5 by 11. Like I said, this kind of light-ish weight. I mean, it's not probably the thinnest. I don't know. Yeah, it's about the same as a file folder, maybe slightly lighter index weight paper. And I've scored it at 2 inches, 4 inches, and 6 7/8. Let me show you on the scoreboard. So I scored it at 2, at 4, and 6 7/8. I'm going to use my We Are Memory Keepers punch board, and in order to have enough clearance between the top of the paper clip and the edge of the folder where you cut it down, you need to have what is it, like an 1 7/8, 2 7/8, I think. Let me see. Let me measure this so I can actually tell you. No. Oh no, it's yeah, it's about 7/8 of an inch. And so the first time I did it, where did I put it? I loved it, and it was really easy, and the measurements were super easy, but it stuck out really far. Oh well, I don't know where I put it. I put it away so I wouldn't accidentally confuse it with the one that I'm actually making. But anyway, so you can do it if you don't mind having it stick out a little bit more from your journal, or if you don't have the pages the way I made my little inserts for this cover. I just took 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper and folded them in half and slipped them into the pockets that Elaine made for me, so they're right up to the edge. You know, I could certainly squeeze it over a little bit and give myself a little bit more room to play, but that's just something to think about. But this one will work for something closer to the edge. So 2, 4, and 6 7/8. There we go. And you can cut this off so that you don't have the overhang, but I kind of liked having the overhang on the front side. Basically, it gives me more room to use my belly band, but it also just kind of slides in and fits nicely across the page. I'm not sure why I'm having such a hard time explaining that, but anyway, hopefully you know what I mean. So we'll do the folds for the hidden paper clip. Now, on this one, I am using the large paper clips, or what the largest ones were in my selection that I got. Only about 2 inches, slightly under 2 inches. So I'll go ahead and do all 3 folds. So starting on the left-hand side, you fold at the 2-inch mark and fold it towards the right. Then you take that and fold it under. Okay, so you have your, what would it be? Kind of a B, M, something. You have to have the place for the hidden paper clip to go in. So I like to take the longest leg of the paper clip and put it on the inside. And I also like it to be a good inch or so from the edge, so you can make sure you get plenty of glue on there. And if you wanted to, you could certainly use a double sticky tape for this. In some ways, I think it would make it easier. But since I live in Arizona and double sticky tape doesn't stay, so I always say that. Put the long leg in, and then I forget to do it the other way. Okay. And then I'm sure you, I did it again. But I'm sure you don't have to have these facing the same direction. I just do. Oh, also, if you're going to put tabs in different spots down the side, make sure that you don't have a paper clip right where you want to cut your tab, like the end of your tab. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, and you can use more paper clips if you want. I think the 3 holds it on the page pretty well. Let's go in. Yeah, good inch there. Okay. So let me grab a couple of pieces of paper to glue on. And I'm using my art glitter glue for this project. PVA, I'm sure, would also work quite well. And all other glues at this moment have just left my mind. So I usually flip the flap, move the flap over this direction so that I'm kind of working on the inside, and then make sure you glue the edges really well. So put lots of glue on the outer edges. The nice thing about doing this in one piece is that you don't have a spot for your page to get stuck in when you slide it over the page edge, because you have it's all folded together as one, and there's not those little edges on just on the inside flap that you're trying to feed through. And then put lots of glue on this part. And then now that I've put my finger in there, I'm going to go back and put more glue along the edges here, here. And I'm going to fold this over and push it down. And I'm also going to go back and add more glue all right along the top here so that it seals. Because if you use the Memory Keeper's tool, you're cutting pretty close to where the paper clips are, and you don't really want them to pop out. I used a piece of washi tape to cover up one of my test ones that I did that I didn't put enough glue on. So if it happens, you know, the world does not end. There's always a way to fix it. My goodness. I think I've worn my art glitter glue out using it today. Let's see if I can convince it that it's not really clogged. Maybe if I move that piece of glue off the end, it'll come out better. There we go. Well, I just jumped right into my project today. I didn't even say I hope everyone's doing well and having a good day. Get a chance to do something creative. I've been doing laundry and trying to figure out this project. I'm also going to add a little bit more glue. Just want to be careful and not go out farther than where this is going to fold over, because I did that once and it makes a mess. So, once again, if you can, try to learn from my mistakes so that you don't have to make them. Okay, so fold that down. I'm going to put the pen back in the glue. Pardon my arm. Oops. There's my pin that I used to take my stickers apart with. Okay, now where did I put my bone folder? Let's give this a really good burnish along all of its edges. Oops. And hopefully you will not spread glue all over yours like I just have on mine. But yeah, really burnish the edges. And of course, decorative paper would be really fun to do this with. This is just the sample. I was already thinking about all kinds of ways that we could do a follow-up on this and do some decorating, kind of the way that Margaret from Seven Plaza does. Okay, so now we have this. This is what I call the front. Doesn't have to be, could also be the back. And then this is where your papers are going to slide in, is right here. So let me grab these, and just slides right on there. Okay, let's move the paper clips out of the way. Alrighty. Now, if you have one of these, you will already know how to use it. I had one of these, I misplaced it. I got another one, so I'm trying to make good use of it. And I struggle with this little thing every time. Probably would be better to let this dry a little bit more, but for the sake of time and for this video, I'm just going to go ahead and punch it while it's not quite dry. And then I wanted my tabs to be longer, so I went to the longest option here. Punched it. Okay. Got this done with the little pieces there. Put in the trash can. Okay. And then I'm going to take my bone folder one more time and burnish along this edge. Oops. Yeah, burnish along here to try to make sure that it's good and sealed. And then I took a ruler and a razor knife. I tried doing this with my guillotine cutter, but it makes me too nervous, and then I end up doing it crooked. So doing it on video, I don't want to do that. So let's, and of course this is a little bumpy because you got your paper clips in there that for some reason I keep wanting to call clothespins. Nope, wouldn't do you much good trying to hold clothes with them. Okay, so line this up. Try to make it as straight as I can. We know if you know me, you know I'm rather straight challenged. Okay, and then kind of carefully cut along here. Oops. Yeah, I should have let it dry. And then come back and do a second cut. Okay, sometimes you have to do a third, but anyway, here we go. We got it. I got it sealed pretty well along the paper clip this time. Like I said, if you want to give yourself a little bit more space there, you can go ahead and make that 2 7/8 measurements a 3-inch measurement, and then you've got more room here, but it does stick out farther. Okay, so there's that. And then, to put a belly band on, just go ahead and just glue it right on there. And you can round corners if you want, or whatever you want to decorate it. I did want to talk about, let's see, I had another idea. That's the same one. If you don't have one of the We Are Memory Keepers tools, you can add your own tabs. So let's see. I think to do this one, make sure this is the right piece of paper for it. Yes. So since I was going to add my own tabs, I didn't have to worry about the space for the machine to cut. So for this one, I did 2. I scored at 2, scored at 4, and scored at 6 1/4. So let's see how this works. So once again, I'll fold this side in, fold this side back, fold this side over, and this does give you a bit more room on this flap. So if you want to do pockets or tuck spots or cut it off flush, absolutely you can do that. So we'll do the same things here. And I don't know why I think they all have to face the same direction, but I don't know. It's just part of how my brain works, I guess. I try to have them be willy-nilly different. I can't do it. It bugs me. Well, I will say that for the majority of my life, I have been a recovering perfectionist. I spent a lot of time when I was young thinking things had to be perfect, but I try really hard not to think that way anymore. So let's grab another glue sheet out here. And the same thing that we did for the last one. Except you probably don't have to be as careful. Well, I know you don't have to be as careful because you're not going to cut it. So we can just put some more glue on here. Oops. That's a little far from the edge. Or not far enough from the edge. I definitely give yourself a good bit of space at the edges. Okay. It's crooked. And I suppose you could also tape your paper clips in place. I almost called them clothespins again. I don't know why I do that. And then here we're just gonna seal that along that edge. We want to seal this edge really, really well, so the paper doesn't get stuck in it. But I think there's all kinds of different things you could do. If you have an edge punch that will punch through cardstock, you could also do that. I think instead of a tab, it could then just be a page edger with the hidden paper clips that you could move it if you wanted to. Hopefully I've got enough glue on there. Pardon my arm again. Let's get the pin back in the art glitter glue. Glue pages out of the way here. And then, you know, if you have a whale tail punch, you can punch and then you can add your tabs wherever you want to put them. If you don't have a whale tail punch, if you just take a rectangle of paper and then you can use your hole punch. Nope, this is a corner rounder. Use your corner rounder to round your corners. Better if I put that down. My hands are not as strong as they used to be. There we go. And this is the same cardstock that I used for the main body of the... When I rounded the wrong side. There you go. See? See what happens? I have to round the inside corners, and I know I will need my crocodile corner chomper to do this. So I'm going to do the quarter here, and then you can glue them on, you know, wherever you want your tab to be, and it can stick out as far as you want it to or not. You know, it can be almost flush, or you can stick way out, whatever you want. Let's see if I can do this one. Let's do this one correctly. Anyway, so yeah, the bottom does not have to be rounded, although it's kind of pretty. So yeah, you could do your tabs. That's a much easier way to do them. And then I probably would just do a strip of something decorative, a piece of paper, or some washi tape or something along that edge, just to clean that up. Although, you know, if you do it with decorated paper or cardstock, it would just be an accent. I don't have any handy, do I? Oh, I did. Where did I do that? I had some whale tail punches that I got a while back. So, yeah, if you did something like this, then yeah, you wouldn't even need to add anything over the edge. I always like to, I don't know why I cannot fold these things as well as I'd like to, so I always like to score them. My scoreboards are one of my favorite tools, and I have way too many of them. Just ask my husband. Okay. No, please don't ask my husband. Let's not draw attention to the fact that I have way too many. So yeah, you put that on there and then tuck that into a journal, and that's a nice edge. So there you go. There's our project for today. And yeah, this just slips right on. Slip right into the book. Okay, the book. Whoops. Throwing things around. Sorry about that. Let's see. Put it upside down. There we go. I have two signatures in here. One to make lists of ideas, and one to do more detailed work on my ideas. Okay, it only works if you line it up to the right spot. There we go. And then when you add your edge, there we go. I was going to say it should be flush. I'm just not pushing it down far enough. Okay, yeah, that works better. Yeah. And like I said before, you certainly don't have to have them sticking out of the cover of your journals, but you can just build that in if you know you want to work on it. So there we go. We have a new hidden paperclip idea. And I looked online and I didn't see that anyone else had done it. So if you know of someone else who has done it, please let me know. And I would like to know. And I would also like to know what you think. Do you think you would give this a try? I'm sure I've made it seem much more fiddly than it has to be. But I'm probably also using a little bit lighter weight paper would make it a little bit simpler. But there we go. So we've got the one I did with the belly band, and the plain one, and then one that you can add your own tabs to. Put the tabs in there so we'll know. Okay, so what am I calling this? The hidden paperclip hidden paperclip page edge. There we go. That is not something I want to say 3 times fast, but I will say thank you very much for joining me. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Leave me a message, please. I really, really appreciate the comments. And thank you for joining me today, and I hope you'll join me again in the future. Bye-bye for now.